The market capitalization of the coin is used to summarize all that is taught in this video. I would also like to remind you to give my channel a like and subscribe to it so that you can stay up to date on future XRP news as well as other cryptocurrency news in general. Take a look at this now, shall we? The Chief Executive Officer of XRP, Brad, just discussed how the triumph of Ripple might potentially impact legislation pertaining to cryptocurrencies. He also discussed what you need to know about the increasing value of XRP and the prospect that Ripple Labs could alleviate worries, with the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) have consequences that go beyond the bounds of the company alone. The resolution of this legal dispute may prove to be a defining moment for the cryptocurrency industry, as it will have an impact on the rules that govern the industry as well as the confidence of investors. Ripple is currently involved in a fight that is more than just a legal disagreement, since it has the ability to change the course that digital currencies will take in the future. It is more than just momentum in the market that is driving the acceleration of XISF. Investors and market analysts have been attracted by the fact that the price of XRP has climbed by 40% in just 1 week, which has resulted in a rise of 61 cents. A sizable percentage of the increase can be attributed to the hopeful outlook for Ripple's legal status, which has contributed to the increased value. In an interview with Bloomberg, CEO Brad Garlinghouse introduced a potential solution, and the market is excitedly expecting the revelation of this potential response. The market is eagerly awaiting the announcement. It is important to note, however, that this surge is not just attributable to the improvements that are taking place within Ripple. It is more accurately a reflection of changes in regulations that are more prevalent over the course of the last day. The price of XRP has had a retracement of 6, but it has demonstrated a gain of 28 over the course of the previous week, and it is presently trading at 57 cents. The dispute between Ripple and the SEC continues to elicit a wide range of feelings and reactions. Since the beginning of the legal act, the Securities and Exchange Commission has asserted that Ripple Labs has been accused of selling XRP in order to take part in a securities offering that was not legally registered. A judge from the United States District Court for the District of Columbia ruled in July that the sale of XRP to regular investors did not qualify as an investment contract. Ripple was able to achieve some kind of victory in its controversy with the Securities and Exchange Commission on the authority of regulators as a result of this ruling. If Ripple is successful in court or reaches a settlement, it may be able to establish a new standard for the classification and regulation of cryptocurrencies. This would be a significant improvement over the current situation. The regulatory climate for digital assets may become more favorable as a consequence of this, which will have an effect on areas such as initial coin offerings and initiatives to decentralize banking. Regulations might be affected in a Ripple fashion if a settlement is reached. It is possible that this will result in a favorable ruling for Ripple. It will result in considerable changes to the regulatory strategies that are already in place. With regard to the cryptocurrency industry, a ruling that is favorable to Ripple might potentially set a precedent for digital assets and result in more defined rules concerning the classification of securities from the point of view of the industry. This has the potential to help the development of creative thinking as well as the avoidance of legal hazards for other projects. This can be accomplished by providing investors with legal certainty, which will result in an increase in investor confidence, should the success of XRP in court be indicative of a more stable regulatory climate. It may be able to attract institutional investors who were previously reluctant due to the lack of clarity on cryptocurrency legislation. This might be a step in the right direction. It is also feasible that the conclusion will provoke conversations regarding the necessity of regulatory reform following its publication. The case has the potential to serve as a model for lawmakers and regulators to follow in order to establish new structures that address the protection of investors, as well as the promotion of innovation, political implications, and the promotion of industrial activism. The fact that Ripple Labs has contributed $1 million to a super PAC that is opposed to Senator Elizabeth Warren's anti-crypto stance is further evidence that the company has been involved in political activities. There is a more widespread pattern of cryptocurrency firms participating in political lobbying in order to influence regulatory decisions, and this behavior is illustrative of that tendency. It is possible that the result of the case involving XRP will become a focal point in the conversation surrounding as the presidential elections in the United States of America in 2024 near closer. What lies ahead for Ripple in the years to come? There is a possibility that the secret meeting that is believed to take place on July 18th during the RippleSec settlement could shed light on the most sexiest position and potential future resolutions affecting XRP and the other virtual currencies. This is a possibility because the meeting appears to be taking place. XRP's performance and the reactions of the market will be a reflection of the sentiment of investors, as well as the overall influence of advancements in the legal system. This will be the case since the market will react to the market. It is important for those who are active in the cryptocurrency business to keep a close lookout for any potential legislative changes or announcements from lawmakers that may be brought about as a result of the Ripple case. Currently, Ripple Labs is involved in a legal dispute with the Securities and Exchange Commission (SEC) on an issue. This fight is not only having an effect on the company itself, but it is also marking a key turning point for the cryptocurrency sector as a whole. It is possible that favorable outcomes for Ripple will result in significant legislative changes, a rise in investor trust, and an impact on the future of digital currencies. In an interview with Andrew Nuska of Fortune, Ripple's chief executive officer, Brad Garlinghouse, highlighted the company's strategic roadmap, their cautious approach to an initial public offering IPL, and Ripple's competitive advantage over the existing SWIFT network. Garlinghouse also discussed the company's strategy to the IPL. There is currently no plan in place for Ripple to conduct an initial public offering. In light of the challenging regulatory environment in which the firm operates, Garlinghouse explained Ripple's choice to postpone an initial public offering IPO in order to prepare for the upcoming haul. It has been made abundantly apparent to the general public that we do not have any immediate plans to make an effort to start a public offering. In light of the current SAC, I would like to know why you would have done something like that. That is not the matter at all. Not many people like me within the walls of the Securities and Exchange Commission, where I work. The friction that exists between Ripple and the regulating body is brought to light by this sentiment. Notably, in light of the significant court decision that was given down in July of the previous year, which determined that XRP is not a security, this decision was made on the status of XRP. In lieu of planning for an initial public offering at Paul, Ripple chose to pursue an alternative approach, which Garlinghouse disclosed to the general public over the course of the interview session. You can obtain additional details by clicking on the link provided below. Tranglo, who had been Ripple's long-term boyfriend, has ended their relationship. The initial public offering has always been something that I have believed to be a stage along the route. Instead of the end of a journey is the destination. As part of his speech, Garlinghouse also emphasized the company's aggressive approach towards SWIFT, which is the international standard for financial messaging and international payments. This was done in reference to both Ripple and SWIFT. Regarding the SWIFT network, I am sure that each and every one of you has, at some point in your lives, completed a SWIFT transfer, also known as a SWIFT-enabled transaction, which you refer to as a wire transfer. His statement was an expression of his criticism of the outdated character of the wire transfer system that is now in use. He drew attention to the historical context by stating that the term wire transfers has its origins in the etymology of the word telegram wire. Is that correct? The Internet has not been responsible for the advancement of technology. Based on the reading that is linked to this topic, the SEC and Ripple might reach a settlement this coming Thursday. The revolutionary concept of Ripple, which has the potential to significantly reduce the friction that is involved with international money transfers, was advocated for by Garlinghouse for a number of reasons, some of which are listed below. In a manner that is comparable to the advancements that have been made in digital communication, do we face competition from SWIFT? Certainly there is a substantial quantity of payment networks that can be utilized. And when I contemplate what Ripple is seeking to accomplish at its heart, I realize that we are attempting to allow value to move in the same manner that information moves in the modern world. It should be noted that the material that has been supplied is not intended to serve as business advice. In the event that any investments are made on the basis of the information that is provided on this page, there is no responsibility for those investments. Prior to making any choice on investments, we strongly recommend performing independent research and talking with a professional who is educated in the field.